We don't need all the bolts.
Hey everyone! So it's been a few weeks since our last episode, but we're back and we have slowly been getting on with the car. There's a bit of a delay, just some usual things, work commitments, birthdays, things not turning up, but we're here now in full view and full glory.
You can't drink my tea.
I told you it was a bad idea. So what have we done in the last 3 weeks? Well, I fucked up the paint on the new wing, but it's good enough. We've put the wings back on Misty, hence the name of this episode, Misty Gets Her Wings. And that is about it. You're nearly poking me in the eye. Oh, and we started modifying the wheel dollies that we bought, but ran out of steel, so that didn't work. So anyway, that's about it, isn't it? So this is the replacement wing we have. I'm sure you'll all agree it's in much better condition than what Misty came with, but there's still a few things we need to do before we can put it on the car. First, we've got a couple of deep scratches here and some paint chips, so we're going to sort out all of that. There's quite a lot of surface rust bubbling up on the inside, so that makes sense to take care of that before we put it back on the car. This lower panel here has a kind of black under seal on it, which I think is how the car came from the factory, whereas Misty has that as a body coloured blue, so we'll strip that back as well as the rust and paint that blue, and then good to go. Before we start stripping any of the paint, first want to remove these plastic clips to stop them getting damaged. So after many hours of sanding, flat discs and wire wheels, we've got most of the rust and loose paint off. Next thing to do is just get some rust converter and all the bare metal, and then we'll be ready to paint it. Gonna paint the inside with some of this Hammerite metal paint, save wasting our nice colour coded paint on the bits you can't even see, plus it's got some good rust protection in that as well. So while I'm waiting on the paint to dry on the wing in the garage, I thought I'd start on something out here. We mentioned last time that these casters, sorry about that bird noise, shush! We mentioned last time that these caster thingies didn't really work too well. The problem is we mostly just want to slide the car side to side, and these wheels spin around, taking it in all different directions as we try. So the plan is to build a couple of brackets that will be easily removable to hold the wheels perpendicular, so we can just slide the car left and right in the garage. So I've made 2 sets of the brackets, which is enough to do 1 dolly. Incidentally, I managed to completely misjudge if I had enough steel, and I've only got enough to do 2 dollies rather than 4, so until we get some more steel, can't finish this. I can at least show you how it's going to work. So, just a couple bits of angle iron, cut, hole, bolt. That's just hand tight, it's not going anywhere. sideways only dolly. So here's the wing fully painted. Didn't film any of the main painting because I think you've seen enough of that already. Came out pretty well. Got a couple of runs in the clear coat like here that we'll just cut off and sand back, and the clear coat needs cutting and polishing as well. I'm a bit annoyed here though because this is where we went back to the bare metal and I didn't think it would show up so much. I did think about using a high build primer, but it didn't really feel, I couldn't really feel it, and the high build primer took 24 hours to dry, so I didn't bother. So that was me being impatient, and I shouldn't have done that, so that's a bit annoying. We're going to put it back on the car as is, and then if we get a chance, fix that bit at the front before the wedding. But I mean, it's not the end of the world, and there's more important things we need to do, plus we're running out of the paint at the moment, but hopefully I'll address that and it'll look a lot better. So the problem is something. Oh yes, here. So that has bent, and this has also bent, so we're going to have to just try and wangle them back into shape.
It's nearly in, to be honest.
So that's where it needs to be. So basically just all the way in. Well, that really highlights that gap there now, doesn't it?
Oh, does it really matter?
It does to me, but it's something we can fix later. Yeah, I know I'm a perfectionist. This car is going to take us as man and wife.
It's going to take us up the aisle.
This bit down here, I don't know what is going on with that. It's just weird. But maybe it was always like that, I couldn't imagine.
Yeah, it's always been like that, so we'll leave it.
Can't argue with that.
So, as you can see, here's quite a gap. We've decided we'll just leave this gap. There's other bolts other places, so we don't need all the bolts.
I think that sounds about right. There's only this little flimsy bit here anyway. What does it even do even? So we were actually managed to secure one of the bolts in here, which is more than enough to hold it, I think. So it's the best we're going to get. Around here is that paint I was talking about. It does show up quite bad in the sun, so we'll try and fix that later. So yeah, she's starting to look a little bit more like a car now. We've got the wings and the headlight covers on. So you may have noticed, probably not actually because I lean forward when we do these things, but I'm wearing a t-shirt, as usual. This was sent to us by one of our viewers who has a clothing company, Modified Material. He's also an owner of an MR2, and it's got the outline of what looks like a revision 5 based on the shape of the spoiler. So really nice t-shirts, we like these. And if you're interested in them, they do ladies' sizes as well, which... Oh, nice. Hidden under the sofa cushions. There we go.
Delightful fit.
Yeah.
To be honest, I like it.
We'll put a link to them down below.
In hell.
Yeah, links in hell where they always belong.
We don't have a budget update this week, or this month pretty much, because we haven't spent any money. We'll be spending money next week on some, what, you getting new seals? Yeah, we're going to get finally the new T-bar seals. Because then once we get the T-bar roof back on, we can move her outside, which will make life a lot easier. So that'll be one of the next things we tackle, along with the crash bar. Yeah.
We're not going to leave that as is. We are going to clean up the rust and paint that. So yeah, I think that's it. Don't have any film recommendations this time, but do recommend seeing Brian Cox's live lecture if you get a chance. We saw that and that was
viewers are American.
awesome. Not all of them. Some of them will know who Brian Cox are.
Okay.
Okay, our English viewers, go see Brian Cox lecture live. Very interesting about space, time and the origin of the universe.
Oh, I just knocked my cushion. I
Uh-oh.
was going to raise my hand.
What are you raising your hand about?
Because the tickets all sell out now, so...
Well, he'll probably do some more, or, you know...
tough luck if you haven't got a ticket.
He might release a DVD, or you could steal it on YouTube. I don't know. It was just good. And as we recommended Fast and Furious last time, we could recommend a live thing this time.
This isn't what our channel's about.
That is true. Okay, no more recommendations. That'll be the last thing we'll ever recommend, ever.
I don't recommend getting a husband. Thanks guys for watching, and we'll see you again next time.
Do you feel to hold it? This is a really bad idea, I swear. Can't really talk, can you?
I'm fine.
You look like a mushroom from, like, Mario.
This video is shit.